Hey guys, so welcome. This is a new series that we have for you guys, the weekly Snackems. These are going to be smaller videos, somewhere around 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, where we just cover one topic. And today we will be covering flirting in the gym.
Nice.
Hey.
That's a fun topic. First off, blanket question. Do you think it's okay to flirt in the gym?
If you want my honest opinion, I don't think it is the place to do it.
I would also say that it's not the place to do it, but is it a place to flirt?
I think it is a place that, yes, flirting does happen in, for sure, 100%. I think I actually think that's like why a lot of some younger people actually go sometimes.
Yeah, they don't want to get hit on.
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a blanket no, to be honest. I think there's opportunities for flirting to probably happen. And if you're someone where the gym is the only place that you go, um, it's probably your only real place to meet people other than the grocery store, especially if you're a bodybuilder, right? So, personal relationships are important. We form friendships in the gym, so I don't think it's a blanket no. I think most of the time it's gone about wrong, and we'll get into that, but um, I don't think it's a no. Uh,
Yeah.
it's not a no from me, dog.
hmm I would agree. And that wasn't me saying that it was a no, because I do think that like it is a place where it does happen, and it does happen for a reason, whether it's good or bad. And I think we'll probably dig into like the severity of flirting and maybe like
Right.
how crazy you can kind of get, because,
Yeah.
sometimes less is more.
Yeah. So right off of that, let's kind of break it down. Can men flirt in the gym, and should men flirt in the gym?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to exclude a sex from
That's fair.
having the ability to flirt.
Do you think that one sex has a better comes off better with flirting? Because I think that when men flirt in the gym, it's almost always cringy, right?
hmm
It's the gym bro hanging on some cable machine, saying, "Hey, nice yoga pants,"
Yeah.
right? And that is a prime example of how to not flirt in the gym.
Yeah.
Um, but when it comes from women, it's not cringy, and it's seen as, oh, that's awesome, some girl hit on me in the gym, and maybe that's just coming from the bro perspective of things,
hmm
right? So how can a man go about flirting with someone in the gym in an appropriate standpoint, or from an appropriate standpoint?
Well, I think like why is it even like okay, I guess, in like a sense for I mean, I guess generally speaking, just like blanket statement, I guess it's a little bit more okay. And I guess this is dependent on who you are. Like some people might believe this and there's gonna be people who believe differently, but like I
Sure.
guess it's like a little bit more accepted if like a guy wasn't to do it and a girl does it, right? Because like if a guy does it, it's like aggressive. Like nowadays it's aggressive or douchey, or it's
Yeah.
like only directed towards like sex or something like that. Um so like I don't like so that's like just kind of what I think right now. It's just kind of like generally speaking, if a guy wants to like ask a girl or like kind of hit on a girl, it's usually taken in like negatively, right?
Yeah.
Opposed to if a girl was
100%.
to hit on like a guy or something, it's usually not like guys aren't like, oh, like how could she have like complimented my pecs like that? Like that doesn't
Yeah.
really happen.
I
Um
think, of course, that kind of spreads across any scenario, right?
yeah.
Anytime a girl hits on a guy, guys are like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
man," right? So, and more often than not, anytime a guy hits on a girl, it's cringy. So it's not just a
Mhm.
gym setting; just a it's just a bro setting, right?
Yeah.
So I think how a guy can go about flirting in the gym properly, at least, is don't try and make it blatant that it's flirting, I suppose. Instead take more of a small, like, decent person approach, right? Like, hey, I've seen you're doing a lot, you're working hard in the gym. First try and build some sort of conversational relationship with the person,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like I definitely think it should be an organic scenario. Like you shouldn't just be like 0 to 100. Um, I have one person on my story that's a girl, and she'll post on her story like videos of her talking about literally kind of what we're talking about, but like to the absurd like standpoint. Like these guys are literally like showing her pictures of like them of like themselves, you know what I mean? Like of their parts, which is not cool. Like you shouldn't be doing that. That is like
What?
that is what I'm saying. Like it can get
Oh,
really out of hand. So like if you're in that category, I'm gonna tell you right now, it doesn't work. Like it just from what I'm seeing from this girl's story, it does not work. It's disgusting and kind of revolting, I guess, to these girls. So don't do that. I would definitely, I think that it should be like kind of organic, like just like if you were to think about it in any other scenario, kind of like if you're someone who has a girlfriend, or if you've ever had one before, like you kind of like first meet in those stages, it's very like it's pretty organic in the beginning. You guys have like little small talk conversations, you get to know each other a little bit better, and then eventually it kind of like grows into something. Like in this scenario, I think like if you have a liking for someone, you can maybe like have small talk, and then like you see him again like a couple days later or something in the gym, and then you can like continue it, and then maybe eventually you can like ask them if they want to like go somewhere like out to eat or something, or maybe get a lift in. Like that would be dope, right?
yeah, you got to take the gentleman's approach to it, right? Because
Definitely.
otherwise it comes off creepy as hell,
Yeah,
right?
I
This
think that's
is
creepy as well.
the Yeah, the gym setting is a very vulnerable place for a lot of people.
Mm.
And if you take, I mean, I think always the super aggressive approach is just not the right approach, but I guess it works for some people. Um, but in a gym setting specifically, people are very focused on themselves. And so if you try to detract their focus onto you, um, it's not going to be taken well. And it's just, you don't have to go that hardcore with it.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think, and this kind of goes into the next part that I wanted to talk about with, you know, when is a time that it's okay to flirt within the gym?
Yeah.
Um, and I personally think that trying to catch someone either before or after their workout is probably the best time to go about it. I wouldn't do it in between sets. I think most people are too focused to care about anything that you have to say to them.
Hmm.
And then you're just disrupting people's kind of mental clarity.
Yeah.
So if you're really kind of about it, try and catch them after their lift is done. That would probably be my best advice for both sides.
Hmm.
Don't try and interject into somebody's workout unless it's very, very, very simple. Like you're just kind of breaking the ice of, hey, nice set, and then walk away,
Yeah.
right? So if you're trying to have a conversation with the person, do it after they're done, But if you want to give a brief compliment that has nothing objective in it other than good job, that's fine.
Yeah.
That can break the ice, and then you start to become a voice that they're familiar with. You start saying hi when you see each other in the gym, and then conversation starts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like something
So
something small, nothing too big. That's the reason why I said it really wasn't like it's not like the best atmosphere for it is just because it's like it's not a really good opportunity to like really get to know someone because you're already trying to do someone or do something. You know what I mean? Not someone, guys. Come on. I
Right.
mean, you're probably trying to do someone, I guess. This is what we're talking about because you're trying to do something.
Right.
But like, in all seriousness, though, it's kind of like, you know.
Yeah. Honestly, keep it away from interest set stuff. Push it right at the beginning, right at the end. Just try and have it be a conversation, and then the time to actually flirt is when you're outside of the gym setting and you've moved to grabbing burritos or something, because that's what bodybuilders do.
Yeah,
Or
Chipotle.
right, grab some Chipotle, or well, not everybody that listens to this has Wegmans, but grab some sushi, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Not even a formal date, but leaving the gym, or you getting a meal in or something, and you can exchange numbers and talk about whatever all the meatheads around here want to chat about.
Yeah.
You
How
know,
would you go about like the first interaction? Like, imagine if you were just like kind of crushing on someone for a while and then you just wanted to like make a move on them, but you just didn't know like when the right opportunity was.
um, hmm. Honestly, I would probably go with the approach that I said, as I would, if, and this is saying that I haven't said anything to them previously, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've never spoken, but I find someone attractive in the gym, and, they work hard or whatever, whatever leads me to find someone attractive. And probably, um, I would take notice of them doing something that they found was hard work, right? And I would tell them, really great job. I've seen you've been doing this for the past couple of weeks, and you're really progressing, and probably just leave it
Mhm.
at that. And then, the next time I came in the gym and saw him, I'd probably be like, hey, say hi, start to just start there,
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
think it's just like the gradual like
yeah,
seeing each
start,
other like day in and day out and kind of
yeah,
like,
start to
you know,
make it so that you notice each other,
yeah.
and conversation starts to breed between you two.
Yeah.
Um, is probably how I would go about it.
Hmm. Sometimes like just like ask for a spot maybe. That might be a good way to maybe start a little conversation too, or at least just like get like a a blip on the radar, I guess.
Yeah, I think that one works better from a women's perspective,
Hmm.
just because of the
Yeah, it's
general
kind of a little
standards of,
intimidating if it's reversed.
yeah, just from the general standards of gym,
Hmm.
gym bro, right? So yeah, if a woman wants to flirt in the gym, asking for a spot to kind of break that conversation, and then after the spot, you can say thanks and any other remarks that you want to say. That's a good way to do it. I don't know if dudes asking for a spot really works all that well, um, but I mean, you could try it.
Yeah.
You could try it, right? Like, hey, can you help me with this real quick? Especially if you're in kind of a quiet gym, that could work.
Hmm.
Hey, I just need a little bit of help with this. Can you make sure I don't die?
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. And it's like an
Um,
organic thing, you know. It's not like you're just randomly starting a conversation.
yeah, right, right. That keeps it in the gym setting,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, things to not do. Um, don't instantly show them your pictures.
Yes. No private parts.
Do not compliment them on how their ass looks in their leggings, or if their dick looks great in their gray sweatpants.
Hmm.
Um, um, don't
I mean,
talk to them.
pause though.
Okay.
Do you think sometimes compliments like nowadays it's almost like if you compliment someone it's like it's they just don't get accepted like they used to. You know what I mean? Or I feel like they don't get accepted how they sometimes should. Not that I'm
Um,
saying that like you should go out and say like, "Yo, your ass looks great in those yoga pants." You
I
know what I mean?
probably, I think, at least for myself, I think that's too upfront.
Yeah.
You know,
That would be too upfront for me too.
Right? I mean, people tell me my ass looks great in yoga pants all the time, but no, I think some compliments get taken out of context. But that one in specific,
Yeah.
um, I definitely wouldn't roll with that one. I
No, that's
don't think
probably not.
it will
No.
not net you the results. You'll be the creepy guy
Yeah.
that is staring at people's asses in the gym and everyone knows it.
We all have one.
There is always one. Um, yeah, another thing to not do is don't just hop in to spot somebody.
Yeah.
So the person you find attractive, don't just like in the middle of their set just hop behind them and try and spot them. That is super uncle creepy touchy.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be that person either.
Don't grill them with your eyes, like laser
do not
beams, like
do
locked
not
on.
stare them
Don't
down.
be creepy like that.
um, and then don't. I think this one probably just goes across the board, even if you're not flirting. Don't give unsolicited advice.
I was just about to say that.
Yep. Um, that is almost always taken wrong, whether you're flirting or not.
Yeah.
But telling somebody what they're doing wrong generally isn't a great way for someone to feel good, right? And that's your whole goal in
Yeah.
flirting is to make them feel good,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
like you don't walk up to a girl in a coffee shop and you're like, yo, you got some schmutz in your hair.
You look like shit this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so I think those are kind of like the don'ts.
mhm.
Um,
You want to crush the dues so that we have
yeah,
some dues.
we'll wrap up the do's and then we kind of hit this topic pretty well.
I want to dig into some signs as well.
Oh, okay. So what are some do's here? We've got um, outside of sets, so not intro workout is a do. Subtle is a do, so keep it nice
Subtlety.
and light. Don't
Subtlety.
over flirt with somebody.
Yep.
Um, what were some other things that we said? I feel like those two kind of wrapped up most of the points that we talked about. Kind of keeping it subtle. Don't do it while they're working.
Hmm.
Um, and your goal probably shouldn't be to create a full-fledged relationship in the gym. The gym should just kind of be the catalyst for creating an opportunity to meet with each other outside of the gym.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
like if
know?
you genuinely like this person, you should be very genuine about it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be an asshole
Exactly. Yeah.
on both sides.
Hmm.
All right. So how do you know if someone is hitting on you or flirting with you?
Okay. Well, if they say your ass looks amazing in yoga pants or that your dick looks good in sweatpants, and I guess that is a direct sign. Um, maybe some okay, so some less like direct signs.
Yeah. What are the subtle things? Because I think those are the things that go unnoticed, and then people are sad because their things go unnoticed.
um, maybe eye contact, like frequent like eye contact.
Yeah, I think if somebody tries to consistently um chat with you in the gym, you do kind of have to gauge if they're just trying to be your friend because there is that too, and that's where the line gets tricky.
Hmm.
But if someone is trying to consistently, you know, make some sort of contact with you, whether they say hi every day or they start asking, if you need help, or you start having conversations in the gym, then that's where you can go. Um, maybe they're trying to have some sort of relationship with me, whether that's a friend level or past that.
Hmm.
Um, so consistent contacts I suppose, is a good sign.
Yeah, like frequent talking. If
Yep.
they ask you to spot them
Yep.
frequently.
If they do the things that we just listed, they might be trying to create a relation with you.
Yeah. And if they say certain things too, like if they have like weird
Yeah.
innuendos.
You know, you got to pay attention to body language too, right?
Hmm.
There's so much to the topic of sparking a relationship and like
Yeah.
good vibes between people that you know, it's not so much just can somebody and do this or not. It's kind of, you have to pay attention to the signs of, well, is somebody actually giving you their attention when they talk to you? Because that's a big one, right? Especially in the gym.
Hmm.
If someone is actually giving you their attention during their training, if you know you say hi and you have a quick conversation and they're actively participating in the conversation, then they want to talk to you, right? You know, they want to hear the things that you have to say, and they want to tell you about whatever they're doing, right? So that's a good first sign.
Yeah.
But if they're really not interested, it's just hey, and they're kind of like head down, back to their set kind of stuff, they're probably not interested.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's also something that should be like noted is that
addressed.
sometimes if the people are not into you, then kind of leave it at that. Like don't keep pushing things.
Right. Yeah. Don't keep hammering at it. Right.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
it's not it, it's not it. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. If it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be.
So yeah, I think. Do we have anything else we need to cover in this? Hi, puppy.
Let's see.
I think that pretty much wraps it up.
Where else can so like if the gym
Oh,
isn't a place, where else can they find a soulmate?
yeah. So if you're a bodybuilder that's listening to this and you kind of just live in the gym, this is kind of an issue for you, where you only go to the gym or you go to the grocery store, and honestly, there's not too many other places to kind of meet people, especially if you're like a bodybuilder, because
Hmm.
this is your life, right?
Yeah.
This is what you do. Um, but sadly, Instagram,
I was just
that
about to say.
that's kind of where your community is. Um, and so Instagram is where a lot of bodybuilders kind of meet, and that's also another place you can spark a conversation, right?
Hmm.
And it doesn't have to just be trying to slide into somebody's DMs, right? It can comment on a picture and be like, "Yeah, you kicked ass today," right?
Yeah.
Like if you see each other in the gym and you notice that you see each other in the gym, you can comment on their photos when they post about their workout and be like, "Yeah, you really did a good job today."
Hmm.
Right? And so like those are things that people take well, those are compliments that aren't objectifying,
Yeah.
right? People like to be noticed for other things. So yeah, Instagram is a place you can meet people, and honestly, for bodybuilders, is probably the best platform. If you don't care about bodybuilding, or having a partner that is in bodybuilding or fitness, Tinder that shit up, and
Yeah.
it's
Pretty much.
it's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to meet people, especially right now. We got all the COVID stuff going on,
Yeah. It
the
definitely doesn't make
Roners,
things easier. All the
but
Roners.
the Roners. But yeah, online it kind of seems to be the thing, but you have to approach online the right way, because online is another way you can come across super creepy,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, especially if you're like way too hot and heavy.
Right.
Yo, dude, this is reminding me. You reminded me of this one episode of iCarly when or no, it was Drake and Josh, and I think it was that like Josh was like having a hard time like talking to girls or something, and he like couldn't figure out the secret, and then someone was just like, "Yo, just like compliment them once and walk away." Like you had said, you were just like just compliment them and just like walk away. That like
Yeah.
reminded me of this episode of Drake and Josh, and like it's so serious. Like less is more. Like just Like if you're going to compliment someone, just like compliment them one time and then like leave it at that. Like especially if you don't really get anything back. Like don't just keep going. And then if you get like a 1-word reply and then you reply again and then you get another 1-word reply, like those are signs to just leave it where it is.
There's nothing more uncomfortable than somebody standing there trying to talk with you when you don't want to talk with them. Right? So leave the compliment and have it be that. And then walk away, continue on, like be your own person still, right? You didn't go into the gym to flirt with this person. So continue on doing what you're doing. And, if the situation arises, then, send it. But don't spend 30 minutes trying to have a conversation and just standing while this person's just waiting to do their next set. It's really, really uncomfortable.
That is uncomfortable.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's flirting in the gym, guys.
And that is flirting in the gym.
Let us know down in the comments. Do you think people should flirt in the gym? And maybe we can have a further discussion. There's probably points we didn't even think about that we can kind of cover. So thank you for listening to the first episode. This should be fun. We got a lot of different topics to kind of cover, but this was a lighthearted one to get us started, and we'll be covering a whole range of questions coming up.
Dope. All
right, guys. Catch you on the next one.
Hey.
Later.